We wrap up hour number 3 of Ocala Talks on a Tuesday. This story out of Oldsmar, Florida. I used to live in Oldsmar, Florida. It's a little disconcerting. Hackers, that's right. A computer hacker broke into one of the computer systems of the facility that treats water for about 15,000 people in Oldsmar. They were able to gain control through a software program named TeamViewer. An employee at the facility was there, and they were able to gain control of the system. This, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department. They said the guy was just sitting there at his computer. He's supposed to monitor it, and all of a sudden he sees Windows pop up. The computer has been accessed. Next thing he says is someone's dragging the mouse, clicking around, opening programs, trying to manipulate the system. The hackers did manipulate the system. They increased the amount of sodium hydroxide, or lye, being distributed into the water supply. It's used in small amounts to control acidity in the water, but higher levels are dangerous to consume, and it put 100 times more. It programmed the computer to put 100 times more than was needed. Of course, the employee saw it as it was happening, so he alerted his employer. The water treatment facility quickly reversed the command, so there was no impact. This treatment facility is a public utility owned by the town of Oldsmar. It has its own internal IT team. The FBI and the Secret Service have been called in to assist in an investigation, but they don't know who's responsible for this cyber attack. And this is going to happen more and more. As technology takes over and as computer systems take over everything we do, and they're in every facet of our life now. Now here's a computer system at a water treatment facility being hacked, and the hacker trying to basically poison the water supply of Oldsmar, Florida, putting 100 times more lye in the water than is recommended. And you're going to see this with electronic cars. You're going to see it with computerized cars. Hackers are going, some do it just for fun. Some do it for nefarious reasons. Some, like this, whoever this was, could have been a mass murderer if it hadn't been caught. Luckily, they monitor their computers and everything. The guy saw it happening in real time, alerted his bosses, and they were able to shut it down. But remember, as good as your technology is and as good as your software is and your security is on your computer, there's always hackers out there trying to get into your stuff. Here's the city of Oldsmar. Its water treatment facility got hacked, and somebody tried to poison the water supply. I don't know if you're going to find that it's somebody who lives in Oldsmar that's disgruntled with the water department, or if you're going to find it's a disgruntled employee, or it could be somebody, in Pakistan or Korea or Russia or Italy that just wanted to have a little fun and hack into a system and goof and not realizing the serious damage they were almost causing. That could be it too. But it's a serious concern in this day and age we live. Remember, we carry little computers in our hands. We call them smartphones, but they're just little, they're small tablets is what they are. They're vulnerable. Your PC at home is vulnerable. Your tablet is vulnerable. This hacker came through a piece of software called TeamViewer that was on the computer of an employee at the facility, who they use it to, so people can, it's a sharing piece of software. But the guy's watching it as his monitor pops up, a window pops up his monitor, and then somebody starts clicking around and opening programs and manipulating the system. Luckily, he was there, saw it happening in real time, and were able to thwart the attack. City of Atlanta 2 years ago got hacked, got their system, their permits and system where you get pull permits for construction on, got it hacked, got it taken over, and had to pay a ransom of almost $8 million before they could get their whole computer system back. This is going to happen more and more. And thank God that somebody was in Oldsmar to watch this. That could have been 15,000 people's water supply could have been poisoned. It's scary out there. And we don't know who the hacker is or what was the motivation behind the hack. And why'd they pick Oldsmar? A town like Oldsmar makes me want to think it's a disgruntled member of the community who has problems with the water company or the city and their water facilities, or it's a disgruntled employee that got fired, or the family member of a disgruntled employee who got fired. I'm just speculating now. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Department has not said that they have anybody as a person of interest. But when you can gain access to a water system that is the water for 15,000 people in a place as dense as Pinellas County, Florida, Oldsmar being right there in Pinellas County, that's a scary situation. I'm glad they were able to get on top of it and were able to catch it early enough. But when I saw that story, I go, what's to stop somebody from doing that to the Ocala water supply if they get aggravated and if they have the hacking ability? Well, the Ocala Water Authority has people that monitor those kind of things, just like Oldsmar had. Luckily, he was sitting there when it happened. But it just makes me leery of situations like that and how we've allowed the computer, which is vulnerable. All computers are vulnerable. And we've allowed them to take over our lives. A lot of you right now are driving a computer. You go to work, there's one sitting on your desk. There's one in your purse or in your pocket called a smartphone. Everything we touch or do now, computers have a major, major effect on them. And there are less than nice people out there that are going to try to do bad things through computer systems. And that was shown right there in Oldsmar with the way they hacked the water system. It's shown in places like Target and Kohl's when they had hacks to their system that got a lot of their customers' information, credit files and everything from when they filed for credit cards with those companies and everything. That was a computer system that was vulnerable and got hacked. Happened when MasterCard got hacked. A lot of people say it happened during the election. I don't know one way or the other. But hacking is the new bank robbery. Computer hacking in 2021 is like Jesse James robbing the Lincoln County Bank in the 1880s. It's the new outlaw bank robber, but a lot farther away and a lot harder to catch. It just is. Yes, there are different software products out there that can help you with your security. One of the biggest helps is just not click on anything that you don't know where it came from or who it's from. That's one of the biggest things you can do to make sure that you don't get in problems, is know what you're opening and know who it came from. Be vigilant out there, folks. People are trying their hardest to be, there's criminal activity everywhere. People are trying their hardest to be lazy but still make money through crime. Hey, I want to thank my guests and callers and, of course, the listeners. Without you, this show wouldn't be possible. It is Ocala Talks on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A hacker tried to poison the water system in Pinellas County, Florida.
Police say a hacker accessed the network of the city of Oldsmar's water treatment plant, attempting to increase the amount of sodium hydroxide in the water system. The chemical, also known as lye, is used to remove metals and control acidity in drinking water, and is also the main ingredient in liquid drain cleaners. A worker quickly noticed the change and corrected the system before the chemical had a chance to flood into the water supply. Police say they currently have no indication why Oldsmar was targeted or where the hack originated from. From the USA Radio News Ohio Bureau, I'm Dan Naraki.
Pinellas County is part of the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Florida area. The Senate has approved President Biden's nominee to be Deputy Defense Secretary, making her the first woman to be confirmed for the job by the Senate. Senators confirmed Kathleen Hicks in a voice vote Monday night. Hicks served as Deputy Under Secretary of Defense during the Obama administration. USA Radio News.
Can you really believe the news? So much spin. Americans just don't trust big media. And if you're really tired of the old news, check out Newsmax TV, the fastest growing network in America. It's on all major cable systems. Each night, watch Newsmax TV and see big shows with Sean Spicer, Greg Kelly, Lindsey Keith, Stinchfield, and Rob Schmidt. They're exposing Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi's surprising agenda. So tune into Newsmax anytime. If your cable doesn't carry it, call them and tell them you can go to another service that does. Or you can